So for the second week on the trot, the video starts off with my wood purchase. £5. All of that. Not bad. So it's Sunday morning, I don't know, it's about 11 o'clock. Been at a car boot this morning, got some wood and some stock for Kirsten's business. Today I am going to attempt, I was going to cut that really harshly back so that it was just at about 5 foot. But I've had a look, and if I do, there's going to be too much sort of woodiness showing. So me and Jenny, we've just started, and then I thought I'd do a before and after. So we're going to trim that back as best we can so that it's not just sort of like dead showing. Long term, I don't like that. I would like it gone and just to leave the shape of the horse chestnut on its own, so you can see that better. It's kind of merging all into it. But if you look, there's a lot of sort of deadness here. So we can trim back a lot of this anyway to make it a little bit tidier, but we've obviously got to not go too far back before it starts to get to brown. So let's see what we can do without going doing it exactly how I want, and then we can decide whether we keep this for a year or two and see if we can live with it. It's just not my sort of thing. I'm not a massive fan of any sort of conifer-y sort of thing. That and the pampas grass, probably my least favourite things in the garden, but apart from bloody rabbits, of course. Right, anyway, that is it now, and let's see what it looks like in about an hour. So there is Mr. Rabbit. Hopefully that means that he can't get into the garden. So he's decided the drive is fine today. Let's see. So just sorting out this wood that I bought yesterday at the car boot from Fred. Smashing old bloke, really nice guy. And so yeah, so 5 pieces of that. It's only like pallet wood or reclaimed wood. I don't know if that isn't pallet wood, that middle one. But anyway, it's sort of just rough stuff. But all of that, look at that. Right, all of that for a £5 again. I like Fred, he's a good guy. So we also, at the car boot yesterday, or a different car boot, we got this crate for a quid, a whole quid. So it's going to make a nice bit of shelving. So let's get that up. Yeah, so that's not bad for a quid, is it? Another bit of shelving to go alongside all that side as well. Wood for the panelling, the rabbit, to keep the rabbits out, which I will start fairly soon. I have actually done a little bit already, but yeah, I'll make some proper panels using that. I do need to order something to make the big benches here. I don't know where I'll get that from, maybe something like Jackson's or somewhere, whatever it is these days. Yeah, so I'll get that ordered in the next week or so. But yeah, all looking good. Knife. There's radishes I put in a few days ago, a bit of spinach. There's some rocket growing down there. But I am going to start thinking about clearing those beds in the next week or two, or a few weeks anyway, because I don't want flowers in them. I want veggies ready for next year. So we'll transplant these when it's not as hot into the main flower borders, and then start prepping the soil ready for the spring mainly. Although I might manage to get something in for the autumn, maybe some garlic and onions to overwinter. Beautiful day again. Jen, let's go in the garage. So, we've just bought, oh no, it's not in the garage, hang on. Did I leave it? Yeah, I did, sorry. Yeah, we've just bought, or I've just received this sort of little platform to cut the top of the hedge. So none of the hedges are too big, but they're all just out of reach to do the very tops. So, rather than manage with a little flimsy stool, we've got this platform. And I bought a cheaper one, slightly about 2/3 the size of this. It was really, really flimsy and it buckled straight away. Or it arrived buckled, one of the legs. This was twice the price. It was about 70, 80 quid, something like that. But it's really good. So, very, very solid, sort of like a non-slip material on the top, but really solid. I've just used it just to do the top of that hedge and felt really secure. I get Kirsten to stick a link in at the bottom of this, and yeah, I'd definitely recommend it. I don't need to fold it up, but it folds up to nothing if you want. Folds up flat. I don't need to. I can just stick it in one of the outbuildings. But yeah, excellent product.
You got a stick? I've been working on the lavenders. Although they looked beautiful, there was a lot of dead in there, and we were going to wait until all the flowers weren't cutting back later, but I decided to start cutting out a lot of the dead to give these new shoots a bit of air, and hopefully they'll come on a bit. I'm going to take I've taken some cuttings, but I'm going to take more. Hopefully we can sort of infill where there's gaps. So it looks a little bit sad at the moment because I've been chopping away all the dead that was kind of holding it up in places. But I think in the long run it's going to do it good. Yeah, I don't know what you can see here. There's a lot of dead. It's obviously hasn't been cut back for quite a while, but we'll see what we can do.
Are you coming? Yeah? Go on in. So it's about 6 o'clock. I've been up about an hour and a half today. Relative lie-in, really. Just doing my jobs for the day, setting things up. I get a lot of our orders ready for our business, that sort of thing. Hang on, open this one up first. Get the packaging ready, go over things like YouTube comments, that sort of stuff, and gradually work into the day. Got quite a lot to do today. We're going to a nursery, a local nursery, buy some plants and some compost, and then a bit more hedging to do. Just going to finish off the tops of that with my new platform that I showed you yesterday. What else? What else are we doing? I've got a bit of paperwork, boring paperwork from the house move. I've got to chase up solicitors about something, and then a few more jobs in the garden, which is what I really want to be doing all day. Anyway, set things up, get some of the plants watered in pots, get some breakfast at some point, pack some orders, and then we'll get off to the nursery. I'll try and take some footage this time. It's a cracking day again. This summer was shit until we arrived in the new house, and then it's been beautiful since. So this is quite satisfying. Going through all old paperwork, bills, stuff that we don't need anymore and just getting rid of it. We've always had to shred it, but now I've got an incinerator, so it can be paper for fire starting to burn garden waste that we can't compost. So utility bills, old inland revenue stuff. Stuff that I hate having to deal with. What's that? Business rates bills from the shops. They can all go. No more business rates. What's this one? Old bank statements from 2014. Yep, they can definitely go. And then quite satisfying that. Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just always wary of the wind. What about this? This one's got lots of buds still to come out. Are they, or are they spent
No, I
flowers?
think they're spent, yeah. So choose one of those. So that's called Gaillardia Red, and we'll have that with a Helenium. And see if there's anything else that'll go well with Helenium. So we're going to have these. That one's called Crazy Daisy. That'll be for the main border eventually. And we've got to work out what we're having for the pots. Those 3 pots that we bought on on Sunday. What about something like this? Again, daisy-like at the top, isn't it?
That's quite nice.
One of those?
Yeah.
Do we need to have a name for it, or are we
I
good?
can't see one. We have to guess.
That one, the lady has just told me, is a perennial marguerite. So we're in the 3rd tunnel now, mainly lavender, which, as you know, we've got quite a lot of. But yeah, quite a good selection. Verbena, we certainly don't need any, do we? we've left Kirsten's mum on a seat because it is rather hot.
These are pretty.
They are.
I don't know if that sign. No, that's a different sign. I think it's that one. Guara white.
Guara white. Do you like them?
Pretty.
I think in the main border, but because we've got so much work to do in that main border, I think it'll get lost until we do it, you know.
I just looked at these, look.
Oh, that's a different... Is that another Helenium then?
I don't know.
I'll get one of those, folks.
What does it say on that? Can you read?
That's scabious there, so it's not scabious.
Whatever that says.
That's Guardia again. You know, the whether it's exactly the same. We've got one.
Okay.
In the other, but I don't think they looked exactly the same as that. I don't think they have the yellow sort of ring. Choose one of those, and then we've got 2 or 3 to put together.
Do you want one with flowers or not?
Yeah, if it looks healthy enough. Enjoying the sun? Yeah? Is it nice? Yeah. Let's go and have a look then. So, we got the plants back from the nursery. I've done about 2 or 3 hours paperwork and my head is frazzled. So I've got to come out and do some work. I want to come out and do some work on the garden. So, the problem is we've got quite a few plants and I'm not going to plant them where exactly I want them at the moment. So the main border, as I've said to you before, it's got to have some work done. So the septic tank has got to be diverted, the pipe that sends the fresh treated water away has got to somehow come up from there and be diverted to this hedge and under the hedge, and I don't know how disruptive it's going to be. So I don't want this rhubarb here. And it's a right mess, this border. It's like bloody concrete as well. Anyway, so that is going to be totally transformed, but I don't want to start the transformation if in 2 weeks' time they're going to dig this all up. So some of the plants that I bought today are possibly for here. So I'm going to just put them into pots, I think, in the meantime. So we haven't got loads of pots, we haven't got loads of space to put them because of all the lavender ring around here, and I want to take all the flowers away from, or a big chunk of the flowers away from the kitchen garden, because that's for veggies eventually. So we've got these 3 pots here. So 3 are going to go into there, and I've just emptied virtually just full of old compost. There was 1 verbena in it. I've just emptied that, so we're going to have something in there as well. There's little bits of space, so we can maybe do something with this, and keeping these flower borders at the front of the kitchen garden so we can look out from the kitchen onto those. So maybe we can do something with this as well. I mean, that is just... There's nothing really there. There's the verbena, which is everywhere. We could make some space down there. We did put that grand daisy in a few days ago, and that's looking really good. So yeah, that's what we've got to work with. I can't use any of the beds because I'm clearing those, and these are all the plants. So Helenium, and we've got these, what are these called? Crazy Daisies, and the 2 different Osteospermums, and a yellow one that the owner of the nursery told me the name and I've already forgot. And this here as well. Is that another Helenium? I don't know. Anyway, let's see what we decide to do with them. So it's I don't know, about 8 o'clock at night. What is it? Tuesday, I think. So we have planted those plants that we bought from the nursery. I'll show you where we put them. So there's the first one, that one that the owner of the nursery told me the name and I've already forgot. And then this here, a little helenium, is it? I believe. That was that Rebecca from the other day. These are the crazy daisies. So I'm assuming just a mass of sort of white daisies. They're in there for the time being until we sort out the main border, and then they will go into there. And also that spot, we're waiting to get some garden furniture. So I've just put it there for the time being. Those 3 pots that we bought from the car boot the other day and cleaned up nicely. What do they cost us? About £5 for the 3. Anyway, so we have 2 different osteospermums and a nice helenium. They look really good. Happy with those, and they'll fill out those pots nicely. We might put them into the main borders eventually, but yeah, they'll look good, and you'll be able to see those from the kitchen, because you get that sort of vista through to the fields behind me. Now we will see those, and then lavender, and then horse chestnut. So yeah, that's a nice view from the kitchen. Another little one there as well. I think that's about it. But yeah, happy with all that. It's gone a bit cloudy. It's been absolutely red hot all day, but then gone cooler and cloudy. But it's supposed to be nice again tomorrow. So I don't know. I don't have loads of plans for tomorrow, but we'll see how we go. You're here for some breakfast. Go on in. So it's been a busy day. I've not had an awful lot of chance to do much gardening today, but I have done something really important in the garage, and that is put up the dartboard. So all my kids enjoy a game of darts. They still can't beat the dad, which is good news. But yeah, happy with that. All sorted for their next visit. Right, what else have I been doing? Oh, I know what I did find out. So I was going to buy a nice old spade from this old guy at the car boot on Sunday. But he wanted a tenner for it, and it was really, really nice, but the handle was a bit loose, and he said, oh, if you stick it in a bucket of water and soak it, it'll tighten up, and I still wasn't convinced, so I didn't buy it. But I had another, an old-fashioned sort of fork, little mini fork, which had a loose handle, so I've put that in soak over the last 24 hours. Let's see what happens, what's happened with that. So there it is. I need to tidy that up in the winter when I've stopped using it. But this was really loose, the handle. So, what do you reckon, Jen? Do you like it? Let's have a look. really solid. It is, yeah. So that's a nice little tip. I shall do that with anything else that has that problem. So that can go back up there. My collection of forks. But I do need a new spade. That one is, or at least this, it's gone all horrible. It's really dark and sort of, it's gone funny. But it's only a cheapy plastic one. So I'm looking for a decent spade. But again, I'll probably look at car boots, should be able to get one for about £5. Most of the other tools are okay. I have decided that I do need a chainsaw. I don't particularly want one. I don't particularly like using them. But I'm going to buy some sleepers to do some more raised beds. I need it for them. And we have got certain trees that need a good sorting out. So I was ages sorting out that conifer that needed cutting back down. Still not finished it. In fact, I'll go and show you that now before we end this week's vlog. So I said on Sunday that I would sort of thin it out, and I thought I'd be back. I thought it'd take maybe an hour and a half. Anyway, it took me about 2.5 hours, and there's still a hell of a lot more to go at it. It's that one there. I just don't want that shape where it's sort of lower on one side and then it was shooting right up. It's gone down a lot. I've cut down a hell of a lot. Took out some of the big tall ones, but there's still a hell of a lot of work to be done on it. So in here, it is such a mess. I just don't want that height, and I don't want it to continue to grow. So if I could just make it invisible, I would do. Get rid of it totally, but that would be a hell of a job as well. So I'm going to try and cut it off at about 4 or 5 feet. That means getting rid of all that. I would say I've got rid of about half of it, and then I'm going to tidy it all up as well. I've used the waste to fill in places where I thought that the rabbits were getting in, and I know there was a gap because Jenny got out the other day when I was cutting a hedge on the other side. So I've secured that, and then I've put some paracantha, really sharp spiky, at the other side, and then I've made a sort of carpet of that, and that's quite spiky itself. And it's got some really fine needles that get into your hand. So I'm using it, and it should just rot down naturally. But in the meantime, we can try and stop the rabbits getting in. The wind's getting up today, or this afternoon. It's been a beautiful day again, but it's it's getting windy. So that's it for this week's vlog. Much less swearing this week. I'm very much less angry this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back in about a week's time. Alright, subscribe if you can, that would really help, and give us a positive comment and a thumbs up, because it all helps the algorithms. Okay, take care, see you soon, bye.